Hi everyone. If you're catching this part, you're probably catching the replay. If you don't see that little red button up there that says live, so just put hashtag replay. That way I know you come back, you watch the video and you enjoyed it. Share it out to everybody so everybody can watch it and make a cute little Christmas item tonight. So while I'm waiting for some of you guys to start jumping on, I'm going to go ahead and get my computer loaded up and then we will get started on our little project tonight. Clean my eyeballs so I can see. I see some of y'all coming on, but I can't read it off the phone. Hold on a second. Let's see. Let's get this pulled up here. Okay, I found us. Yay. Hi, Miss Alyssa. How are you? Thank you for sprinkling it, girl. Hi, Miss Heidi. Miss Betsy. How are you, bestie? I love you. Miss Susan. Oh, thank you guys for sharing it out. I'm doing good. They took the staples out today, so my leg is so tender at the moment. So I'm just, we're hanging in there. We're going to do it, though. We're going to do it, guys. What we got? Oh, we got 12 on here already? Cool. Hi, Miss Kim. How are you? Oh, you like this, Alyssa? They came from Temu. They got like little snowballs on them, little holly leaves, little gingerbread. And they're not heavy. I thought they would be heavy, but they're not heavy at all. Hi, Miss Regina. How are you? Miss Elizabeth. How are you? All right, so we all know we did the bed springs on Monday night with the pink frosting divas with me and Miss Teresa. And it's hard to see, you know, when there's two of us on there. So I did say I'd come back and we would do these with just, you know, one person so you guys can see, you know, good and close what we're doing, okay? So I think we're going to do him because he kind of was like the favorite the other night, okay? So we're going to do him. He's going to look a little different because you use what materials you have left lying around. And with me not being able to get up and move around the warehouse good, I just was able to reach where I could reach, okay? And then she's the same face. You're just not going to put the hat on. Instead of putting the hat, you'll be putting a bow on her. But she's the same face, okay? So if we teach this, you'll do her, and then it's just putting that bow around the neck. And then you can come in and decorate her even more if you want, okay? So we're gonna use him as our little model. Let's see, where we at? Hi, Miss Terry. How are you? Miss Linda. I did, for the bed springs. I did see it earlier. Yes, I did. Hi, Miss Mary. How are you? I'm sore today because I took the staples out, but we're getting there every day. Yes. Hi, Miss Linda. Yes, we had several people already reach out about the bed springs. I have enough to cover what's there, guys. So I will start messaging you back tomorrow. Like I said, I had therapy today, and they took the staples out, so it was a long day for me. But with what I seen on there and what was requested, I have enough to fill those orders. So I'll start reaching out to you tomorrow so we can do that. And I thought about, would you guys be interested in buying just the bed springs, or would you like me to put the ball in there and stuff like that? It's probably just as easy for you to go to Hobby Lobby and grab a hat and stuff. So you guys think about it. Hi, Miss Martha. Hi, Miss Becky. All right, so we're going to start from fresh, like we've done nothing, okay? So I'm going to show you how to make his little face, and then we'll go from there. I'm going to go ahead and get started because it might take us a little bit to doing. All right, so you're just going to get your little bed spring. Okay. And they come in different, some are more taller, some are more pointer, some are more squatty, but you just need the bed spring. It doesn't matter what kind of bed spring. And then, for those that can't get a hold of the bed springs, I brought other options to show you. Like, I went to the thrift store, and I've had these forever, just sitting around trying to decide what to do. It's just an old wood candle that I chalk painted and then went back in and distressed. So you could take the head and sit it on top of here and put like a ruffle with ribbon, and then have the head sitting on top of that, and then put some greenery. That would be super cute. So, the tall candle holder would be super cute. So just look around and see what you got, guys, and you can make it a million different ways. All right. let me put that on the ground. Hi, Miss Barbara. How are you? Hi, Eliza. Hi, Miss Priscilla. Ooh, I'm doing okay. Hi, Miss Peggy. Thank you guys for coming on. Okay, so let's start with his head. Let's start with the head. The ball that I used on those were a 2.8, but I don't have any more 2.8s, and I have no way to go to the store right now because I can't drive. So I'm literally going to go and use the next size up that I have, which is a 3.8. So his head is just going to be a little chunkier, but that's okay. All right, so use the 2.8 if you have it. If not, use a 3.8. All right. If you have the smaller ball, you're going to want to use the smaller cheeks. So these are going to be the 1.3. So if you use a 2.8 ball, use the 1.3 for its cheeks, okay? So because we're sizing up a little bit, I'm going to size his cheeks up a little bit to kind of, so we don't lose the cheeks on his face, okay? So I got these 1.8. So 3.8, 1.8. Or the 2.8 and the 1.3. So kind of think about when you're doing it. If you're going bigger, then of course his cheeks need to be bigger. If he's going smaller, his cheeks need to be smaller, okay? That's the best reference I can give you for it. All right, let me throw these away. But that's all I had in my stash bag, and I was like, oh, we're going to make it work. Let me see what we're missing over here. Hi, Miss Helen. How are you, hon? You almost missed me. Woo. Glad you didn't miss me, girl. No, Miss Betsy, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, girl. I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get his little face going. So, of course, we need one of these balls here. And remember, when I teach this face, you can make the boy and the girl with it, okay? You can do boy and girl with it. So, there's that little head. I'm trying to put the balls so they don't get in my way. Let me open this up under the table. I'm going to be loud in your ears. So how is everybody? I've been missing you guys. I'm like, oh my gosh, I miss everybody. Alright, so you're only going to need one because we're going to cut that in half for its cheeks, okay? Oh, let me go there. Thank you, Miss Kimberly. Yeah, every day I feel a little bit better for sure. Today was just rough because not only did I have physical therapy, but they took the staples out. So they really worked on that leg a lot today. So it's just sore. But I do feel better. I will give you credit. I do feel better. All right, so we just need to cut this little sucker in half. If you have one of the heating tools, then, you know, do it. But this is small enough. I'm going to do it with my little scissors here, okay? And just try and get it in the middle as best as you can. We don't want one fat cheek and one skinny cheek, right? Okay. So how many are going to try the bed spring thing? Like these could be snowmen, they could be Mrs. Claus, they could be elves, they could be reindeers. They could be so many little cute things. Okay. So we want to make these little edges smooth and stuff here. So just kind of push it down, rub it back and forth. Get your smooth little edge on that circle here. You're going to try it, Miss Terry? I'm telling you, they're so cute. And they're so versatile. You can do so many things with them. They could, like, we're going to do the Easter Bunny. I don't know how many were on here on Monday night watching me and Miss Teresa, but I said we would take them and do two bunnies. We'll do a girl with the long floppy ears, and we'll do a boy with his ears up and maybe like an Easter hat in between his ears or something. Okay, so we got those kind of smoothed down. That one looks a little heavier than the other one, so let's just cut it down a little bit more, guys. Okay. It doesn't need to be perfect, but you do want it pretty close to size. I know I've been trying to watch everybody craft and stuff, and when the therapists come, I was watching, who was on? I forget who was on. I was watching, and they're like, oh, what is that? I was like, oh, we're crafters. And they're like, what do you craft? So, I was like, well, I would take it to down there in the warehouse and show you, but I'm too lazy to go down there. All right, so get you a couple of toothpicks, guys. Okay. Oh. All right, so the first one you can stick anywhere on here, okay? It doesn't really matter where, because then we'll even it up with the other one. So get you a little bit of super glue. All right, we're just starting right there, and then we will line it up to where we want it to go. So yeah, I'll teach you how to do him, and then you will have the concept on how to do her. Alright, so just put your little super glue there, push your little styrofoam ball into it. We're going to put a toothpick in it, but just hold this real tight, real quick. Alright, let's get us some. Let me refresh us. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and stick that toothpick all the way through it into the other styrofoam ball. And go ahead and push it all the way down in there. You want it to be flat so it's not poking up through your clay. There we go. Hi, Miss Darlene. How are you? I'm doing okay, girl. I'm doing okay. Alright, so we got it on. Just kind of push it down, roll it around, flatten it down a little bit. See how it kind of just flattens that face down a little bit? You see it? There we go. Let me plug this other one in and see if that light helps a little bit, guys. Is that better? Okay. So we just see it kind of flattens it down. So just flatten it down a little bit. Almost like, remember Miss Piggy from the Muppets? Almost like her cheeks. That's what it reminds me of. Okay. So now we got to leave a little space here because we've got to get her mouth in there. So just come over, I would say, let me give you a rough idea how far we want to make him. I would take it probably about two and a half inches over. Okay, from the inside to inside. Do about 2 inches, guys. Alright, so let me get it on and then I'll show it to you. Make sure that you kind of put them even as far as up and down too. You don't want one riding higher than the other one. That looks about pretty good. Let me just put it on there. Hold it a second. Hi, Miss Brenda. How are you, hon? Alright. So he can get you the toothpick and just shove it right down in there. Try not to poke myself. Alright, remember, drive that toothpick down in there good because you don't want it poking out your clay. Alright, they look like they're sitting pretty good. Alright, let me round this one off. So just push down and give it pressure and just roll it around, okay? Take some of that hump off of it. They look pretty good. There you go. See it? Alright, so from the inside here to the inside here, that's two inches right there, guys. Okay? Now, if your ball's smaller, go down a little bit in size. Let me try to see what I could use that would help you. Maybe. Alright, so if you take your pointy finger, excuse my nails, because I ain't had time. You see where your knuckle bends? So from the knuckle over, that's about the length of it, okay? So if you put it right there, it rides about from the knuckle over, okay? Right where this starts and right where that, right? See, on the inside and just on the inside. So about a knuckle length to your finger length, okay? That's a good way. Yes, Mr. Teresa, I am determined. Yeah, I know, I'm pig-headed, but I miss you guys, and I want to come down, you know, and get back on, try and get back in a routine. We had a good thing going, and I don't want to, I worked hard to get the page up and running, and I just don't want to lose it, so, you know. Miss Brenda, I have my YouTube page. I'm working on it, and I'm actually going to try and use this to push over on there to see if I can get it to transfer. So if I can, then we're going to be putting all of them on there. We're going to be putting them on there. So that way we're not going to lose them, because we spend too much time to create these things not to be able to save them. I agree. All right. I'm out of my brown clay, so I'm using the Bose brown, but whatever color brown you have, guys. Yeah, Teresa, it is a lot of work, you know, and things come up that I wasn't expecting, you know, with the kidney surgery and the knee surgery right behind it. But I also put a lot of time into building up my little page and stuff, and so I just have to get back in the routine of it, you know, and because you lose it quickly. You will lose it quickly for sure. Okay, so go ahead and condition it. This one is a little softer, and I conditioned it earlier, but it's still a little soft, but that's okay. So just leave it out, let the air get to it a little bit. It'll start forming up here in just a little second for you. Oh, Miss Lori, I know you guys are wonderful. Like, you guys check on me all the time, even when I'm quiet, because they have me on 2 different pain meds. So all I want to do is sleep, sleep, sleep. So I'm having to make myself get up and move more because of it. So I am quiet, but it's not that I'm upset, or I actually am missing being down here with you guys and stuff. It's just I'm dragging butt. That's the problem from all the pain medicine. But like, you know, I was thinking about today. It's like, listen, you got to get yourself out of the funk. You're gonna hurt whether you're sitting up here or sitting down there. So get out of the funk. Go do what you're supposed to be doing. Keep your platform going. That's where your heart's desire is, you know, doing the crafts with everybody. And stop being a baby. So I'm coming down here and stop being a baby. Okay, so I think it's conditioned pretty good. But if we get it on there and we don't like, you know, we can always take water, massage it out. I like a smooth gingy, but if you don't think you can get the smoothness of the gingy, that's fine. Remember, get that hard texture brush and just put the texture all over it, okay? You can do that, do it that way, but I prefer a smooth gingy. Yeah. He's asking if I was on a live. I'm like, yeah. Miss Teresa. Yeah, I love doing my Monday nights with Miss Teresa. And Monday night, I could not get us on the daggone StreamYard. It kept saying that it disconnected from my Facebook page, so I hurried up and texted her. I was like, we got 10 minutes. I was like, you think you can get us on? And she did good. She got us on. I was like, oh, thank goodness. Miss Betsy, he done ran out. As soon as he heard me say that I was on the live, he done went up to the house, got a shower, and was in his PJs. He went running. Oh yes, Miss Brenda, we got I got 3 huge boxes of hoodies that just came in today, and he's got them all ready to press in the morning. So the hoodies are ready to be pressed tomorrow, and we can have them out all this weekend. Yep. Hi, Miss Diane. How are you? Okay. Kind of leave it not super thin, because you need some of it, you know, to be able to stretch and stuff like that and not crack on its own. But you don't want it chunky either. So it's almost like rolling out cookies. Can you see that? Okay. So there's his face. Let me hold on. Instead of trying to chase that ball all over this desk, let me sit it right there. All right. So we know this is the cheeks, right? So we need them to sit up a little bit, because we need a mouth kind of right there. We're going to do the eyes. So we're going to say that's probably about the bottom right there, okay? All right, let me So we're literally just going to take that clay. I got way too much clay, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. So just drop it on there. Let it work its way down itself, and then come around and do it. I prefer the texture balls because then you don't have to put the glue and stuff on it. So if you don't have a texture ball, you have a smooth ball, I'm going to say put the tacky glue on it. I don't, but I would say do it, just so your clay's not going to pull away from that ball. But if you got the textured ball like this, then you don't have to worry about it. Alright, so we got that there. Let's get that little cup out from under there. Kind of just place it in your hand and then just start working it down, okay? Remember, these are your cheeks, so keep up with where your cheeks are, because you want your clay to come to the bottom of him. So these are going to be the cheeks and the mouth here. So kind of keep up with where your cheeks are, okay? And then just start slowly pushing that clay into that ball. He's going to look funky at first, but you just keep working with him. We'll get all the little lines out of him and all that good stuff. We'll get him. Just try and remember, keep those cheeks where they're you don't want to lose the cheeks, because if you do and then you're pushing that clay, then you're gonna you could put the where the bottom should be of clay, it could be up by its cheeks, it could be down at the bottom, and just make him look crazy. So the important part is keep up with where the cheeks are, and then just keep pushing that clay down up under him. Just get this down, get it down to the bottom, because we had so much of it. Just cut this off a little bit. And then you're just going to keep working it down, guys. Right up under there. Once you get these little faces down, you'll enjoy making them. When I first started, I struggled with them, and it just drove me crazy. You can set him with his head down, because we're putting topping, dripping, whatever on top of his head. So you can sit it down. We don't care if it goes flat. You're not going to be seeing it anyhow. And her head will be covered too with the bow and stuff. All right, so sit it flat and just keep pushing that clay up. This clay is really slimy. I'm trying to not leave too many fingerprints in it, but it's so slimy. Hi, Miss Teresa. Are you talking to me, baby girl, about the message? I think I did see it. Was it about the bed springs? I think it was. Cynthia, so many bubbles. Condition it good first. That's going to be your kickstart to it, is to make sure to condition it good. Depending on the clay, like this one right here, I've worked with bows for years. Before I even had my own clay or started buying from some of the other girls, back in the day, I used bows. I don't know if they've changed the formula or not, but this is very sticky. You just have to keep working with it, girl. But the conditioning it from the get-go is going to be your best bet. It's going to give you the best results just from conditioning it. Oh, yeah, I did see that, Miss Brenda. I did. I had just like, I got to go down there and look, because it's easier for me to put the design up against the color and then be like, oh, yeah, it would look good. Oh, okay. So just keep working all your little rough spots to the bottom, because we're not going to see under his neck anyhow, so it doesn't have to be perfect under there. We just want the top of the head, the face, and the back of his head to look pretty decent, okay? We got a little bit of clay right here. Just roll it backwards a little bit. Like I said, just keep playing with it, guys. Just keep playing with it. Once you get it, and remember, when it dries, he's going to puffing out. So a lot of these imperfections are going to puff out. They're going to, when he dries, it's going to push out a lot of the imperfections for you. Yes, Susan. What Susan's talking about is kind of like kneading it like dough, push down like you're kneading dough, and it helps push that air out. Did you hear it pop? So that's what Miss Susan's talking about. That also helps. Okay. We've been playing. We still get bubbles, guys, and you just take your little got the little pokey tool or a toothpick, whatever you got, and just poke that little hole out, and you learn to work with it, because you can do the same design 5 times, and all 5 times it's going to give you a different problem for sure. All right, so let me just roll the back of this head a little bit here. I'm trying not to squeeze him because he's so soft. Or as Priscilla said, yeah, if you don't get it, just throw it. You guys, don't listen to Priscilla's bad habits over there. Don't be throwing it. It will work its way out, guys. It will work its way out. You just got to keep playing with it. Like I said, this clay right now, that bows, it is so darn sticky. But I'm not going to stress, because I know it's going to puff up on its own here anyhow as it dries. We're just trying to make sure we get all the big cracks and stuff out of it, okay? And then as you sit and watch it, you'll see it. You'll see it start to expand as you're working on it when it starts drying. Make sure to keep going around those cheeks, because you don't want to lose your cheeks. They look kind of funky right now, but that's normal. That's how they're supposed to look. Just trying to cover that little spot right there. I had a little opening where I pulled the clay too much. You can see the styrofoam. This is the hardest part of the project, guys, is getting this stinking head smooth and looking half decent. Hi, Miss Donna. How are you? Yes, is Miss Kim home? Is Miss Kim home? Did she come home the night? I know so many of us have been like, ooh. Miss Jan, I think, what did she say? She was scheduled for surgery today or tomorrow. It's like, ooh, we're falling apart here at the end of the year. Okay. Alright. He's looking a little wild, but I'm fixing to get the water out and put some water on him. Take out these little wrinkles. Alright, let me put this poo-poo clay up here real quick. Oh, Susan girl, I'm worn out. They took the staples out today, and I had therapy, so my leg is tired. It's hurting, but I'm okay. I'm okay. And Friday is my last day of physical therapy at home, so then I have to go to therapy. I'm like, what? Come on. I like being babied at home. No. I was on it. Girl, I had washed it the other day and put it up in like a bun and just wrapped it with the rubber bands and left it, and then I took it down and it looked like this. And you see what I did? I almost put glue all over my clay talking. So, but yeah, it just stayed kinky and curly. So, and I had put mousse in it, so it held the curl pretty good. All right, if you have a mister, go ahead and mist it on your clay. I don't, so I'm just gonna take it and work it with my hands. I prefer just to put it on the table anyhow and just work it, and then that way you're gonna be able to take the palm, this little fatty part, and just keep going around and working it. Work all those little lines out, okay, guys? And not only this, you don't really have to shade it because it's going to pull out those brown tones from the clay. So it kind of gives it that gingerbread look to it too. Okay. I'm trying to get right here because that clay is just really acting a fool right there. So see, we struggle with clay too, guys. We struggle with the clay a lot too. We just have to keep working with it. Don't get frustrated. That's the biggest thing, is not getting frustrated. Just keep working it and don't give up on it. In your head, you just keep saying, trust the process. And then you're like, it looks so pretty. You know how many times I've tore a piece apart and I'm like, oh my God, it looks crazy. It looks horrible. Had I just stayed with the process and trusted it, it would have been fine. And it wouldn't have been wasting my clay or my time by redoing it. Okay. I think we're pretty well getting there. Just make sure you get as smooth as you can. He doesn't have to be perfect. Like I said, he's going to puff out as he dries anyhow, guys. My table's wet, which is even one more reason why I like to do it there, because then I just slide his little head across there and smooth him out some more. Right, then he's sitting down and pat his little head. Okay. He's looking pretty decent, guys. Just try to keep going around those cheeks and keep pushing in, because it's going to puff out, so you want to keep pushing it in because you don't want to lose your cheeks too much, okay? Alright, I got one little spot there that's got like a little pinhole in it. I want to make sure we get it closed off. Alright, he's pretty good. Let me sit him down. Just go around his little cheeks real good with my thumb. Make sure you're just touching that clay all over that ball so it sticks, okay? It's not going to lift on you. Betsy throws her... Girl, y'all better stop throwing them things. Miss Terry, the clay I'm using tonight, because I'm out of my own clay, for the brown, I'm out of brown, I'm using Bose brown, and it is so sticky today. And like I said, I don't know if they've changed that formula or not, because I used to use Bose all the time, and I loved it back in the day, but not so much at the moment. Susan, you know, it's good for y'all to see us struggle too, because then you see, it is not as easy. Like if you see this little guy, you're like, oh my God, how do they get it to look so good? And see that nose? We did that nose different. I cut a hole and stuck it in there. But we're just going to do it like we regularly do it, because that's a lot of work on that nose. And he looks just as good with the little nose sitting on top of him. So. Yeah, they do bounce, don't they? Oh, you never... I use water almost on every little gingy I make, because I like a smooth gingy, first off. And that water just brings out some of the natural brown out of that clay. So some areas will be lighter, some will be darker. So it kind of just gives that gingy vibe to it. So, yeah, I definitely like water. You can definitely get a lot of your imperfections out with that water. Don't soak it, though. Don't soak it. Okay. Like these, I watered them, too. Can you see? See, some areas are darker than other areas on it? That's not makeup. That's because of the water on it. Okay. Let's go ahead and start doing his little face. And he's going to start puffing up here. So we'll just keep watching him. Okay. I've kind of tried to put my hand at least on every little section of this ball, because we want that clay to attach to the ball, okay? And we didn't use glue, so just kind of keep tapping around those cheeks so you don't lose your little cheeks when that clay starts puffing up a little bit. Alright, we got his little face one. Now these cheeks are going to start expanding as it dries, okay? So just stay with it. Alright, let me wipe up my mess one more time here, guys. Your gingy ended up terrible, Miss Teresa. What happened to it, girl? Miss Betsy knows they bounce because she throws them. Yeah, what happened to your gingy, Teresa? Okay. I like to work from mouth up Others prefer to go from eyes down, so whichever you prefer, that's how you do it. I've just always liked to go from mouth up. I don't know why. Probably because I'm always butt backwards on whatever I do in life, so why change it now, right? Okay, just trying to make sure we got these little air bubbles going on. Your little Gingies ended up terrible. I don't know what you was doing to them. They look cute. Alright, we can do the line like we did this one. So it's kind of off onto his cheek. It's not really under here. He's kind of got like this little smirk smile. Okay, so it's kind of right across the bottom of that cheek. Can you see him? So we'll give him like that little smirky smile. Oh, let me refresh my page real quick, guys. I didn't like her dress. Oh, you didn't like the ruffles? Is that, girl, them ruffles are rough. I have a hard time with ruffles. I try and stay away from ruffles because I have such a hard time with them. I'm like, if I can use a ribbon, I'm going to use a ribbon. I know some of them girls and their boy, they just break them ruffles out like it's nothing. I don't know why I cannot really master it, but I'm with you on that, Miss Teresa. Alright, so for its mouth, we're going to come across that one cheek. And I've got these little mouth cutters. So kind of just find the size that works for your little cheek. Don't push it in until you decide that, yep, that's the one I want, okay? Just kind of. Alright, then we need this one. So, let me see. Where's my ruler? So I can tell you what size this one is. This is a 1.5 inch cutter, okay? So the one I'm using is a 1.5 inch cutter, right? So you're gonna come across like half of his cheek and into this little area where it's blank, okay? So catch like the corner of the cheek and pull it in there, okay? And then so don't go straight on, kind of cock it a little bit, give him like that little arrogant look about him. Let me just go for it. This is the hardest part because I'm always so scared I'm going to mess him up. Okay, we got it. Then I have these peppermints. I dug them out of some mix. So just find just some little peppermints, or they can be little balls. You can make little round balls and flatten them and use them. Should we use the red, white, and green or just the red and white ones? I really like these red, white, and green ones. Which one, guys? Red, white, and green or just the red and white for his mouth? Like on here, we use just the little red ones, and they're much smaller. These are bigger. But I love the red, white, and green, especially with the material. What do you think? The red and white peppermint or red, white, and green peppermint? Oh, Miss Dawn, it's doing. We got staples out today, so it's sore today, girl, but it's doing. All right, I'm going to go red, white, and green, okay? But you use whatever colors you want down there. All right, let me get those two out. Okay. Let me just check his little mouth, make sure he looks all nice and good. There's some water that's like dribbling down his face. It looks like he's crying. I get a little crying Gingy. Okay, so I'm going to take me a little tacky glue. You can use super glue. I just prefer the tacky glue because if it runs, it's not going to leave that white streak across his face. So I'm just going to get me a little tacky glue on this toothpick here. And right at the top where the mouth line is, just put your little dot of that glue. It's just going to help that peppermint stay right in place. Red, white, and green. Yeah, we're going. I think the red, white, and green is going to look good. Yep. All right. So just drop it right at the top. Just give it a little pressure, guys. I just use my nail and just push it down in, so it's not just sitting on top of the clay. He's kind of embedded in the clay. And as the clay dries, it's going to push up around him even more, just like it's meant to be there. Alright, let me get this one over here. Same thing, just push him in a little bit. Oh my gosh, he's coming out cute already. He's got that little smirky look about him already. Look at him. He's going to be cute, guys. Oh. Okay. Let me put my lid back on. Alright, and then we're going to do his nose and his eyeballs. I'm trying to keep my glue upside down because it's almost empty. I'm just pain in the butt to keep it where it'll pour out. Now you got to beat it on the table. What are y'all practicing? What did Alyssa do? Hi, Miss Cheryl. How are you, sweet girl? Okay, let's go ahead and do his nose. And for his eyes, I got, these are large. They are a 2.2 and by 2.5. I got them off at Etsy, guys. Oh, can you see it? There you go. They come 9 pair to a pack. All right, so I like the brown for my little gingies, but you can use whatever color you want. Practicing ruffles. Ooh. Yeah. Is that what you're doing, Miss Alyssa? Practicing ruffles too? I practice them. I think because I could not conquer them, I gave up on them. Like, I just was like, ugh. I can use something different. Which they're cute, no doubt, if you can master it. Like Lydia, she whips them out like no tomorrow. I don't know how she does it. Alright, so I'm going to get some of the red clay. So you could do pink nose. I'm just doing these in red, white, and green. So we're going to stay with the traditional colors. But you could do Candyland colors with him. Alright. I like my noses chunky. So we're going to get a good little size for him. It's almost like that famous reindeer nose, right? Miss Lisa felt for the back of your projects to finish them off nice and neat. Is that what you're talking about, Miss Lisa? Yeah, me and Tricia, next Monday night, we should do a class and just practice doing ruffles. We can do a whole hour on ruffles, guys. Alright, I'm going to condition it and see how big this is. This might be too big, but it's okay. Start out big and go small. So just condition it and then just roll it in between. Get all your little lines out. I kind of rock it back and forth a little bit. Don't give it a lot of pressure. And then just squeeze that nose in a little bit, okay? I like him a little longer. Longer and fatter. See it? Alright, let's see if it's too big for him. You're kind of going to sit, you know how the cheeks are like sitting this part? Like right in here is where we're aiming for. Like almost right between his cheeks. You know what? I like it, but I want it just a tad bit bigger. You would lose your mind, Teresa. Miss Stephanie, I'm in the wheelchair because of the total knee replacement. I am on a walker, but down here, there's so much stuff around, so many fall hazards down here that the therapist said be in the wheelchair just to keep me from tripping down here. Yeah, they prefer me not to be in it. So, like, I have my doctor's appointment tomorrow, my follow-up. In my head, I'm like, whew, it's a long walk. And then you've got to walk through the lobby, you got to walk back to your room. I'm thinking, I could just take my wheelchair. And then in my head, I'm like, because that doctor would be yelling at you, so you better not do it. And so I was like, you better just suck it up, girl. Okay. So it's like a little fat log. Alright? Let me see if we like that size again. Yep, I like that size. Alright. The clay is wet, But I am going to put a toothpick in there and then put that nose on. Because I don't know if it's the clay, the Bose clay, that brown. Everything's wanting to pull away from it. So I'm going to put that in there just to give it the extra security that it needs, okay? Typically, you wouldn't even worry about it. Yeah, you'd rather have too much clay than not enough clay. You can always make it bigger. But you can make it smaller, too. Yeah, Miss Stephanie. Yeah, no, it's just from the knee. They just, down here in the warehouse, they're just like, no, just stay in the wheelchair. That way, you know, you're safer. You're not tripping down there. My lazy behind will want to stay in it because although I've extended the leg as far as I can, maybe I'm just like a giant as height. It still doesn't allow my leg to stretch all the way out, so I keep kicking that foot pedal up so my leg can stick off of it. But it feels pretty rough. Alright, hold on, my glue's dried. So how many have bed springs laying around or candlesticks like we showed in the beginning? How many missed the other ways to do this thing where I showed it with the candlesticks? So we're going to put right kind of between his cheek there and just shove it in. Make sure you go in far enough, though, that it's not going to be sticking out your little nose. Move my nose so I don't ruin it. Okay. So we got that little toothpick in there. I'm just going to put a little glue around it and then hope that that's going to help keep his nose from wanting to separate from that brown clay. Yes, you gonna video call me? How you wanna do it, girl? I'll show you here in just a second, Miss Teresa. Miss Brenda's going to be tearing everybody's mattresses apart from the bed springs. Alright, give me a second, guys. So let me get this nose on, and then I will pull it up and show y'all some other ideals that you can do. The bed spring is the cutest. I'm not gonna lie, it's cute. But there are other alternatives that we can do. You just gotta kind of look around the house and see what you got. All right, let me put his little nose about where I want it to go. Giving him some pressure. Oh, how stinking cute! All right, the other one we put tacky glue on and glitter, but we're not going to do that because you're going to want his whole head to dry overnight before you do that. Look, I done lost the other eyeball. Here it is. Because you don't want glitter all over his head, guys. So let it dry overnight and then do his nose tomorrow, okay? Oh, how stinking cute is he coming out, though? He's coming. He's coming. Okay. Let's go ahead and get his little eyeballs on. Oh, let me show you the candlesticks real quick. Okay, yeah, girl, send me that private message. Okay. Like, here's an old, I just had picked these up at, like, the Goodwill or something. I don't know, I've had them for a while. It was a brown candlestick. I chalk painted it. So you could do that, and then I would take a thick piece of ribbon and make the ruffle, put that ruffle right there, and sit that head down on top of it, and then take you some greenery and put it. That would be really cute. And then I have this other tall candle. Same thing. Put the little ruffle on the base. Then come back and sit their little heads up on top of them and put bows and greenery, and that would be really cute too, guys. Yes, the bed spring is cute, but that would be a cute idea too. yeah, so look around, see what you got that you can make these things into. All right, so here's his little eyeballs. I know some people put them like that where they're going together. I do mine this way. I put the little fat belly parts in and then kick the bottom out. Okay, so if you kick that bottom out, he just looks a little more whimsical. If you put him in more like that, he just looks a little more angry to me. So see if you pull them and kick those bottoms out, they just look a little cuter, right? Alright, so that's what we're going to do. Just go ahead and put your little bit of tacky glue on there. Yes, they are so cute, and there's so many different ways you guys can do them. Like, I literally will be sitting on the couch or at the dining room table and looking around like, oh, I can make that. I could do that. I could make that out of that. So you just gotta kind of just sit back and look sometimes. Okay, what do I have in my supplies that I can use? And if I didn't have the bed springs, I'd be using those candlesticks. Alright, trying to make sure I'm not missing comments. Alright, his eye, I like it to tuck it up under the nose a little bit. Just kind of lay it on where you think you're going to want him, but don't push it in yet, okay? That way you can get him lined up where you want him. It's stuck to my finger now, don't want to come off. Alright, we got one on. I'm trying not to miss the comments, guys. Let me put his other eyeball on, and again, just sit it right up under that nose a little bit. Kind of make sure that they're same height. Kind of sitting a good little distance apart. You don't want them touching. Alright, they look pretty good to me, so I'm going to go ahead and you can take your ball tool and use it and push it in. So I just use my finger now, guys. It's just as easy. But you can use your ball tool. Just be careful if you use the ball tool that it doesn't push off and hit your clay. Put a dent in your clay. Alright, and push them in good, okay? Because you want that clay to kind of poof up around there, around your eyeballs. Like they're sitting down inside the clay. You see when you push them in there, see how it like pushes the clay up around them? Like right there. And that little piece right there, it kind of makes it fat. So it just looks like skin between there. Okay? So inset them a little bit. Alright, I'm pretty happy with those. Alright, let me put my red clay up real quick, guys. Yeah, Karen, I do that a lot too. I'll look at things and be like, oh, I could do that out of clay. Like I belong to one of these like free printable sites, and they put out a lot of like Christmas images, and I'm like, ooh, I can make that with clay. Or if I go to the store and I'll see something, I'm like, I'll get the camera, my phone out, and I'll be taking pictures because I'm like, oh, I can make that out of clay. That'll be really cute out of clay. And my husband would be looking at me like, why are you taking pictures of everything? I'm like, because I need them. They're inspiration. Everything's inspiration to you. All right, let's go ahead and get his little eyebrows on. We're going to do his little eyebrows right there. Can you see them? Okay. Remember, you got to kind of go deep with them because as the clay dries, it's going to try and push those out on you, okay? Hi, Miss Shirley. I love you. I looked up and seen your little picture up there. Alright, so let me go ahead and get this little eyebrow done. And you're just going to want to push it in, you know, like I said, because you don't want to lose that eyebrow. Come out tomorrow and you got one eyebrow and no eyebrow. Alright, let me do this one. I try and get them the same size. They're not always perfect, but good enough. Hold on, I'll catch the comments here in just a second, guys. Okay. Oh, Stephen, cute. You could go back and put eyelashes, but because he's a boy, we're not going to worry about the eyelashes. But for her, I maybe go back and put eyelashes on her. These have already sold, so I'll ask the customer if she wants eyelashes on him or not, on her or not. Okay, so we got the face part going. So let's do the drip on top of his head. I have this flat cutter, and it is got dry clay on it. It looks like about a 5.5 inch splat cutter, but if you don't have a cutter, just roll out a circle with the clay, take that X-Acto knife, and just do like that all the way around the clay and make your own drip, okay guys? Hi, Miss Linda, how are you, hon? Alright, let me get me some white clay. We're using the Bose white clay too. Mine should be here, probably next week they said. Open. Alright, this one is so, like the brown was so wet. This one is hard. It's hard, it's so hard. But that's okay, you learn to work with what you got. Alright. Alright, so we're going to do the top of his head. And then the particular spring that I have tonight, that base is a little smaller, so we got to cut the bottom of him. So I'm not going to cut him tonight because it has to dry 2 or 3 days before you cut him, but I'll come on and show you guys how to do it before I attach the head, okay? Because it has to dry, because if not and you cut that clay, it's just going to start peeling off. Hi, Patricia from Canada. How are you, hon? Okay, so just work it the best you can. Like I said, this is very, very dry clay, but we're using it. Okay. Let me see if I can do it in the wheelchair. Get some pressure on it. I was like, I may have to stand up. We're going to try it, though. Alright, let's see. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? There's a lot of little air pockets in it. See it? So I'm going to recondition it just a little bit more. You're not really going to see it because we're going to put tacky glue and glitter and sprinkles over it, but if you get it, just recondition it, start again. Hi, Miss Sandra. How are you, sweetheart? I don't know, do you hear those little bubbles popping? You can hear them snapping every now and then. So what are you guys working on? Are y'all doing ornaments? Are y'all kind of just over the whole creating right now because you're so focused on doing Christmas decorations around the house? What y'all got going on? All right, let me roll this out again. Hi, Miss Lisa. How are you, hon? I'm doing okay, Miss Sandra. I was telling them I got my staples out today. We had some physical therapy today. So we're sore, but I'm up moving. Today was probably the first day that I've actually moved around a whole lot today. Like, I actually felt like doing my makeup, doing my hair, putting clothes on, not just laying around in my PJs. All right, this clay is so thick, I don't think it's going to stick. But if you had wetter clay, you could use the Appel, which is a mold release spray. Oh, comes off the Amazon. Or you can get water with dish soap, mix it, and just dip your cutter in that. There's lots of ways to do it, guys. Ooh, gnomes on marble ornaments. Oh, you'll have to post them, girl. I bet they're pretty. Ooh. A Gingy Anna. Oh, were they already a stackable? You just had to decorate them? I've been so out of commission. I ain't even been to any of the stores. I don't even know what they got. Were they kind of like the stackable like pumpkins that they had for Halloween? Kind of like that, Miss Linda, the bigger ones. All right. Let me see. Let me get my ball tool, guys. Hold on. Okay. So I'm just gonna take my ball tool and push that out. Okay. Like one little spot right here that didn't come out good. Okay. Believe it or not too much more to do to him. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling much better. You know, when I get up and do a little bit of makeup on me and do something with my hair, you know, I'm feeling a little bit better. Hi, Miss Becky. How are you? Yeah, you can use the non-stick spray, cooking spray. Yep, that'll work too. Yeah, send me a picture, girl. Hey, girl, how are you? I was watching you earlier today. I think it was a live video from today. Like I said, they can be so doped up. But I believe it was a live that you was on today, girl. Alright, I'm just going to go through here and kind of take my fingers and run it around, smooth all those little rough edges down there on the side. Taking it one day at a time. Yeah, girl, I hear you. I know. You know, they say the holidays are the hardest. I don't know if it's because we're pushing ourselves the hardest at the end of the year to get everything done is why, or I don't know, but it does seem like everything hits right at the end of the year when it's the most busiest time of, and it's like, really, could this not have happened earlier in the year when we had downtime? Hi, Jocelyn, how are you, sweet girl? Hi, Michelle. Yeah, there's so much to do and there's not enough time, and then, you know, with having the surgeries, then you gotta, you know, fill in doctor's appointments for that. Now I gotta fill in the therapy for it, so it's just like, oh, yeah. Alright, you could take your paintbrush. I'm just gonna take my finger and rub it. I'm just gonna put that on there so it doesn't pull back when it starts drying and leave like a white outline on my brown clay. And this white is very, very firm, so it's pretty dry. It makes for good molds, though. Like, the firmer that clay is, the nicer it comes out of your molds and stuff. Okay. I'm trying to look. Let's see how you put that one. Alright. So you're going to want to kind of bring it right down to his little eyebrows. This little piece lifted up here and just let it lay down where it wants. Yes, physical therapy is, because, girl, you got to drive over there, then you got to do the therapy, then you got to have ice time because they want you to ice the leg down, then you got to drive home. It is a lot, but if you get a good outcome to it, it's worth it, right? Alright, so go ahead and just touch that all over that little white clay so it's attaching to the brown clay. Good, guys. Okay. There we go. How stinking cute. Alright. Let me whip him around here. He's like a bobblehead. Alright. So let his head dry before you put his blush on, so his blush should look pretty. And then you're just going to put his little white freckles on him, and you'll come back and put the tacky glue and glitter on him, okay? And the same thing up here. Don't do it right now, because if you do, then you're going to have glitter all over him. It just doesn't look neat. So tomorrow, come back and do that. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow and we'll jump on and we'll put the last few details on him together, okay? And then put him together. But I'm going to tell y'all not to even put him together tomorrow, because if you're using that bedspread, you're going to have to take a knife, get up in there, and you're going to have to cut a hole big enough for that spring to sit down in there, because if you sit him just on that spring, it's not secure. If it gets them bouncing around or you're wrapping it to ship it, that head is literally going to pop off that metal. So you want to insert that little ring right there. Now the other bedspread I have two styles. That base is bigger, so you don't have to worry about it. But I don't have one down here in the warehouse. It's up at the house. Because that base is so much bigger, it gives it room to sit down in there. But this little one, you have to insert it so you don't have it popping off on you, okay? So this head has to be dry. That one was like 3-4 days of drying time before I started cutting it, because I don't want the clay to start ripping and tearing off my styrofoam ball. They are so cute, and they're so easy to do, guys. They're so easy. Alright, so let me move him over here. You literally would just pretend this is dry. Pretend he's had time to dry. We would come back in with our tacky glue. We'd tacky glue the nose and put your glitter on him. You'd come back in with tacky glue and do all of this white, and then put whatever color sprinkles you want, because we're doing red and green. I got red, white, and green ones. And then put your tacky glue, and then put your glitter. You see, even after letting it dry, it's you still see some there, but I'm going to take a brush and knock it off, okay? All right, so that would give us him done all to there, and then it would just be his hat, and I'm going to show you how to do the hat, even though we're not going to attach it, okay? I'm going to show you how to do it. All right, let me move his little face over here for a minute. I had a couple, like, this is an ornament from Hobby Lobby. I got them a couple years ago, but I'm sure that they still have these. Matter of fact, it's got like orange, red fuzz all over it, where it's been in the storage box. Alright. And then I had this little, like, frosty hat. You can take this, take that ribbon off, put your own little ribbons on it. Like, I got some, like, little extra ribbon over here. How cute would that be? Pull that one off and put this little ribbon around it. Oh, that'd be so cute. See how cute that would be? So use what you got, guys. Use what you got. I almost thought I was going to have to use this because I didn't think I had any more, but I found 2 more. So I was like, okay. But this is really cute with that little ribbon on it. I like that. See, how cute would he be? Let's see. Move his little head back here. Ah, that would be cute. You guys want to go with this one, or do you want to go with put HB? We'll know the one from Hobby Lobby, or just put hat. So HB or hat. Which one do y'all want? That's really cute. Look at that. They're both cute though. That's really cute. I'm trying to see it on the screen. I don't know. What do y'all want to do? You've never been able to, we find them when we go to Virginia, because we go antiquing like twice a year, so we always get them up there. And we just bought back like 45, I think we bought back. Alright, so you guys want to do this one? Okay, let's do that one. I like that one too, because then we can kind of make it our own little thing. It shows you another, you know, thing. If you don't have the other one, don't. Just look around and see what you got in your stack pile, guys. Or you could even make a hat. You could even make a Santa hat. Let me cut this little ugly ribbon off of it real quick. I think this one came from like Dollar General, Dollar Tree, a year or 2 ago. I haven't, it's been in the bottom of the box quite a while. I haven't seen it in a long time. Oh, everybody likes the hat. All right, we're going to do the hat. We're going to put a couple of different bands of that ribbon on it. I got some greens. We got some black. And then that's what we're going to use for his bow tie, too. So that'll tie it into him some. If I can get this old ugly ribbon off here real quick. Oh, I see one Hobby Lobby. Miss Brenda. Girl, you're the only Hobby Lobby. But I'm almost got this thing off here. You'd think for a cheap little hat, that thing wouldn't be on there so well, but it is. Trying not to tear my little hat up. Okay, Miss Stephanie, as soon as I get off, girlfriend, I'll read it and I'll respond back to you, whatever it is. Oh. Alright, so we got the ugly ribbon off of it. Let me get all the little dust bunnies off of it. Alright, this one, can you tell it like slopes? Can you tell? See it? This is higher and it slopes, so we're going to use that as our front, the high part, okay? So we got it. Let's see, that and that. I think these both will look cute on there. Let me just see. Alright, let me see. We're going to use this, but I'm going to cut it thinner. We don't want it so chunky. We want it thin. You just start it and just rip it. Don't gotta be neat. I know. I was making myself nervous too. I was like, you cut your finger off on the live, girl. I said for a little Dollar Tree thing, that thing was on there very good. Okay. So that's gonna be the front. I'm trying to wait for the delay so I can see it on the computer, so see how cute it is. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be cute. Okay, so we're gonna put the red one down first, and then we're gonna put the green one over top of it. So leave the red one just a little bit thicker so you can put the green one over that one, okay? Just pull your little strings off, guys. Miss Rhonda, yeah, it's okay, baby girl. Yeah, you go back and watch it. Yes, I like the green, but we're going to put the red down, and then we're going to put that green right on over top of it. All right, so let me see how much we need here. And then we're going to cut it, glue it a little bit, and then put that green right over top of it. Right about there. And all this material that I have laying around, this was from another project that I never got to, and I just sat here and started ripping up the material. So don't throw your material away, guys. Like, save them, because they're good for projects like this. Yeah, so I always just get a bag and throw them in there and keep a hold of them. Alright, so we want this to be the front, so let's get that started down there. Alright, so we want to put our little seam in the back. Okay. Let's keep going around with the hot glue. Laying that ribbon down. Or that material. It's not really ribbon. You could put ribbon around it. Ribbon would look cute on it too. Hi, Miss Debbie. How are you, sweetheart? Yeah, I believe she sells them. We sell them too. Like, there's a few of us out there that sell them. Yeah. If you want them, just private message me. I have several that have already reached out to me, but I have enough that what I've seen out there that I can fill the orders, guys. So if you want them, just private message me. Right, let me get the rest of the way around here. But yeah, I think she uses them a lot on her stuff because she does the more primitive kind of stuff. Yeah, they're cute though. You can use them in so many ways. Let me just get this down here. little bit more glue, and then we got that piece on, then we'll add that green one on there. That little glue stick balls there hanging out. How many of y'all watch Misty's Creation? How many of y'all watch her? I love her. She cracks me up. I wanted to. She said something the other night on her live. Oh my God, I died laughing. I was laughing out so hard at her. I want to know if you guys heard it. Yeah, how many of y'all watch Misty's Creations? She comes on later. Yeah, you have to tell me, because before I repeat what she said, I want to know if any of y'all heard it, because oh my God, I was dying laughing at her. Oh, how cute. So there's that. Now we're going to put the green over it. Take off your little stray little strings there. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm trying to get it to lay a little flat so I can see the colored polka dots on it. You watch her? Girl, I've been watching her for so long. She cracks me up. Oh, I'm feeling good, Miss Honor. Like I told him, we had taken the staples out and had therapy today, so that leg's a little sore. But I'm up mood. Today was the best day I've had yet. Do you have your tardy slip? Michelle wants to know. I believe it was last night she said it, and it was pertaining to glitter. Did anybody hear what she called the glitter? Yes, she is talented too. She makes really cute things. Yeah. Yeah, did anybody hear what she calls the glitter? Girl, I about fell out on the floor when she said it. Well, it's really what her husband calls it, but it pertains to glitter. Oh, you got to go already see it, Miss Brenda? You live close up that way by her? Oh, you was at the hospital. What are you at the hospital for, girl? Yes, Miss Brenda, that's what she said. Y'all see that? Because I don't want to repeat that out loud. It is hilarious, but that's what she called it. When she said that, I was like, did I just hear her say that? And then she said, no, my husband calls it that. He hates when she goes to bed with it on her clothes. I was like, I fell out on the floor. Yep, Miss Brenda, you're right. That's what she called it. All right, so just go over here. Put this green one on top of it. Yeah, that's like... I was like, we should start our own line of fairy, you know what? I don't want to say the word. I don't know if they'd kick me off here or not. Oh, 2 hours. That's not bad at all. Yeah. Oh, I bet she's a hoot in person. Yes, I was dying laughing. I've watched her for a very long time, and she said that. I was like, oh my gosh, it's hilarious. Misty's Creations. You will get a good laugh. She's just as down earth as she can be. Tell her that we sent you over there if you go check her out. Yep, Misty's Creations. You got it. Oh, was it a beautiful drive up there? Good. Yeah, if you guys go over there and check her page out, tell her we sent you over there to check her out in her little glitter. Tell her you're scoping out her little glitters. I was like, oh, it was so funny. I died laughing at her. I was like, if you was having a bad day, you would have been laughing at that. Yeah, there's quite a few on here that I've watched for years myself. And now to be somebody that somebody watches is cool too, because I've always been like, oh God, do I make good enough stuff that people really want to come watch, or am I just like fooling myself? But I was like, oh, I think I do. Alright, just trying to get this last little bit of glue on there without burning my fingers off. Yes, Southern Bougie does have them. We have them. So yeah, just reach out, guys. Just private message me if you want any of them. Hi, Miss Darlene. How are you, sweetheart? I try to make stuff that's cute. It's easy. Sometimes my daughter be like, Mom, stop saying it's easy. She says it's not easy for everybody. And I'm like, yes, okay, I got you, girl. Oh, look how cute that looks, right? Ah, okay. So now we need to give it some whimsical. Let's see what we can put on it. I have some little glitters and sprinkles and cabochons that I threw up here. Let's see. Oh. I got the little reindeer. Would he be cute? Let's see what the reindeer looks like on him. Aw, I'm glad you guys at least learned stuff. I'm doing good, Miss Darlene. Doing good, baby girl. Oh, I was telling them all the sweatshirts just come in, so we should have them all. I can't turn the camera on. Let me get dizzy. Like, I have a chair full right here of all the ones that press, so he's almost done with them. Oh, Miss Brenda, yeah, I want you guys to make them and then send me pictures of them. We're gonna do like a crafters page, like we're in the group or on my business page, so we can share our little designs on there. Okay? So what about this one? Let's try this. Oh, that is actually stinking cute. Let me move his little fat head back here. Let's see. It's kind of kick him off. How cute is that? I'm trying to wait for it to catch up on the computer here. Oh, that's cute, guys. Hi, Miss Gloria. How are you, sweetheart? Aw, thank you, Miss Heidi. Hi, Mariposa. Vanita, girl, we support everybody. Don't ever feel like you can't say somebody else's name on our page, because those same crafters are just supportive of me and share my stuff out there too. So don't ever feel that you can't say another crafter's name. Absolutely, we want you to do that. That's the only way that we can support all of our small businesses together. Like Jocelyn's on here. Me and Jocelyn sell a lot of the same things, but you will constantly hear us speak of each other. We support each other by being on each other's page. I love her. I think she's a great crafter. She's hilarious. She's sweet. So yeah, don't ever feel that you can't share those things out there, because we want you guys to be able to find these things. Yep, Miss Gloria, I'm doing good, girl. I'm doing good. I said today's my best day I've had. Oh, from Misty's Creations. See, there's Miss Jocelyn. There's so much in this community that everybody has a technique that somebody likes. Everybody has a personality that somebody likes. You find that person, and and then that person has somebody else that they watch. Just like mentioning Misty, Misty's been out there for years. I've watched her for years. That's how we support each other, guys. And it should not be a competition. It's never going to be a competition here. I am always welcome for you guys to share these other crafters on here. I want y'all to be able to find the supplies. So don't ever feel like you're stepping on somebody's toe over here, because that's not the truth. It's not. We want to be supportive. We want to push you out there and help you guys find things. Yes, we do have a great community. Thank you, Miss Melinda, girl, or Melanie. Yeah, I'm feeling better. All right, so what do we say? Reindeer, or should we try? I have some like little like cabochon holly leaves with the berries. Let's put that one on there. That's what I got on that other hat. Let me see. Kind of like that. That's cute too, though, guys. Maybe that one. Then it doesn't take away from me. I'm gonna say the holly leaf. It doesn't take away as much. What do y'all think? The holly leaf or reindeer? I'm gonna say the holly leaf. I'm looking on the computer. He looks really cute. Yeah, Jocelyn's absolutely correct. We sell a lot of things that are similar and stuff, but you know, I can be out of it. She can be out of it. You guys need it, especially clay. You know, everybody's looking for the brown clay right now. You know, so there's always so much out there to share, guys. The berries, the holly. Yeah, I think the holly because it doesn't take away as much. For like, this is cute. I think it just. It's too distracting away from his face, see? But the holly is not. Yeah, we're going to go holly. Yeah, the reindeer is too big. It kind of, you're right, Miss Betsy. It kind of pulls away from his face. Yeah. Miss Linda. When I first started crafting, I did not like go on and craft. I would go and show things that I made, and like Rhonda Harbin, I don't even know if she's on here tonight. She has followed me since day one, and if I posted something on there I made, she'd private message me and be like, "Oh, are you selling it? I'd like to buy it." That's how I got started. Then when I started doing video and I started seeing people make the things, yes, I want you to create these things. That's why we're on here, is to show you all the techniques. We want you to create them, but we want you to put your spin on them too. Make them yours, whether change the color scheme, change the accessories. At first I was a little like, ugh, it drove me bonkers, but then I had to sit back and think, take it as a compliment, because you're teaching them, you know, and coming up with the design is probably the biggest hurdle into the design, is coming up with the design, you know, because once you get the design, the techniques are always the same, right? So it's coming up with the design. So take it as a blessing and an honor, and that's how I had to start looking at it and go with it that way. And so I do, and that's why I always ask, if you're going to make the project, send it to me, because I love sharing your projects, guys. Like our little turkey that went so viral, the little snowflakes that went so viral. I love it. I love it. So it is a compliment. You have to look at it as a compliment. Yes, Benita. I sell clay also. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, you pull different ideas from the girl. You can watch 3 or 4 projects in a day and combine different techniques and make something. There's been so many videos done on things that you're always going to recreate or duplicate a step that somebody has done. That's just a fact, right? We've been doing it for years. There is no, I only know this technique. There's not. So you have to understand that even though the technique's the same, they're not really copying. You know, some people don't have the imaginative part to come up with these crazy schemes and designs. You know, they can master them. The hardest part is coming up with the design. So yeah, don't let it ruffle your feathers. It's okay. Yep, Miss Rhonda, if you create something, give the creator kudos, yes, because then that helps everybody else, you know, hey, I like her design, go check her out. So yeah, that's another way, yeah. Yeah, Miss Linda, you're gonna have that. I mean, it's a open platform, so you know you're gonna have it. So you can copy somebody, but you guys have already seen the design, right? You know who's done that design. We all kind of have our own little technique, our own little look to our designs. So you guys already know, if you're seeing it, that, oh, that comes from over there. And they're not going to reduplicate it the same. We can barely reduplicate our pieces the same. That's why we don't like to recreate things that we've already made, because it's hard to reduplicate it more than once and it to be identical. Benita, I'll do a post and update all the new clays for you because we did sell out of some of the colors. So maybe over the weekend I'll go through the warehouse and take pictures of all the clay that's in stock. We do have more clay coming, but I'll go through the warehouse. We have a bunch of pastel colors and stuff, so I'll go through and update that for you this weekend. Yeah, a lot of molds are sold. Yeah, like I said, the world's big enough out here. You just kind of gotta just let them do the thing. Don't let it upset you. All right, so let me get my little holly leaf on here. We're just gonna put some hot glue right on there. Oh, I remember way back in the day when we first, the craft community was really, kicking off. If you dared ask somebody where they got that from or how they made it, it was like a cardinal sin. Nowadays, everybody's very open. They're willing to share the techniques and where they get things from. So it definitely is a lot different than it was way back in the day. Because boy, back in the day, you ask a question like that, they'd be like, ow, at you. I was like, I didn't know. Hi, Miss Lucy. Hi, Miss Diane. Yeah, Benita, I'll post it here on this page, an update of all the colors, and then you can look on there. And we run sales all the time. Most Fridays, not this Friday because I have a surgical procedure, but most Fridays with the Pink Frosting Divas, they do live sales on Fridays, so we have them on sale a lot on Fridays. I know Jocelyn does too. So if you watch the lives, we do put them on sale. Yeah, girl. When I'm getting them all taken, I'll just shoot you the pictures of them if that's okay. Yes, Mr. Harrison. Yeah. If they're asking, then they're learning, they're watching. Yes, and that's what we're here for, right? We want to teach these techniques. Like I'm telling you, back in the day, boy, you ask a question like that, they'd be like, "Wow," and I'm like, "Okay, I didn't know the rules." But I've always been a rule breaker anyhow, so it didn't bother me. Oh yes, that holly leaf is right up the alley for him. Ah, how cute. All right. I'm going to do what I'm telling you not to do so I can just do it, okay? Because I'm impatient. So don't do this part yet. But I'm going to go ahead and put this on and then put the glitter on and the sprinkles because I want to put his hat on and I'm too impatient to wait. So don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, Miss Diane. I can't say that I've run into it in the last couple years that I've been crafting. But before, boy, I was like, okay, I didn't know. But at this point, we've all taught that technique some way. It might be a little different than how... So there's no gatekeeping on anything at this point anymore, guys. It's just really... It's all about looking at a piece, its shapes. It's either teardrops, circles, worms. It's all shapes, guys. It's just looking at a piece and figuring it what shape made it. No, she did not, Miss Karen. Gross. Benita, no, baby girl. I don't sell the eyes. I bought this stuff to make the eyes. I just have not had the time to make them. I get these off of Etsy. If you just put in right here, they're called FNY resin eyes, and these are large, and they come 9 to a pack. But also look at on Etsy baby doll eyes. She carries them, and I buy a lot from her too, guys. All right, let me get my tacky glue spread out here. Yeah, Miss Brenda. It's funny, but it's not funny, especially when you're a new crafter. I would be so horrified. I don't know that I would ever go back and watch again. I'd be like, oh, okay. Like, you got to be welcoming to people. Like, you can't just or say, hey, that's something I teach in my pig group. You know, think about it. Or private message me. Maybe I can help you. I mean, there's so many ways to address it, right? But I'm told I'm too soft. So there you go. I'm told I'm too soft. So I have to be more firmer. But that's just not me. That's just not me. I'm a people pleaser, I guess. That's my problem. Alright, let me go ahead and get this smeared out. Again, don't do what I'm telling y'all not to do. Don't do it, guys, because you don't want that glitter all over your little guy's face. But because I'm impatient, I'm going to do it for you. Jocelyn's name is Doss. No. It's a hard name to pronounce. Jocelyn, are you still on here? There. Okay, Teresa put it on there. Boutique. It's so hard for me to say, but they posted it on here. Lollipop and polka dots put it on there. Oh, Miss Diane, I'm doing okay. My leg's killing me at the moment, but I'm doing better, much better. Yeah, I wouldn't go back. I'd be so like, oh my God, terrified to go back. Like, I wouldn't want to go back. You do what you're not supposed to all the time. I do too, and I don't care most of the time. As long as I'm not hurting anybody's feelings, then yeah. Okay, Jocelyn, yeah, they were asking what the name, and I can't pronounce it, so one of the girls tagged it for us, though. They got your name, girl. They were looking for your business page. All right, so a lot of you take the time and put these on, you know, one at a time, right where you want them. I don't have the patience, so I'm just going to drop them here and there, guys. I don't have the patience. All right, make sure you lay them all down flat. You don't want them like sticking up in the air, okay? Yeah, thank you for sharing it out, Miss Teresa. That's another thing about it. Like, when we're crafting, a lot of time we're looking at the project, we miss a thing. You guys are great about going in and helping everybody. Yeah, and Albert, like, Lord knows, if you need to find something, tell him, he'll have it within a couple seconds. He's like, oh, you can go get it here. Which is great, because I'm not very savvy when it comes to stuff like that. So it does help a lot. So we appreciate that, too. Because we don't want you thinking that we're ignoring you. We're just into the project and not paying attention. And sometimes those comments go so fast that you can't read them. Oh. She yells at you, girl. I'm gonna leave that one alone, Brenda. All right, so we got the little tacky glue. We got in some stuff. I'm gonna put the glitter over them. Oh, let me see if I can reach my parchment paper, guys. Okay. Try and save some of your glitter. I'm the world's worst and just dump it right in the trash. I was like, you gotta start doing better. Because his face is still wet and I don't want that glitter on there, I'm gonna try and turn him upside down best I can. You know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put it right here and try and dip it in there so I don't get it all over the brown part. Let's see if that works. It works, but all right. So try and turn him sideways. Don't do this, guys, until it's dry. It'd be so much easier for you. I'm just trying to get it right on that white part, not all over his little brown face. Can you see the sparkle? There you go. You can see it, right? Oh, that's so cute. You guys bought me out all the white glitter. It's so pretty, though. I have more coming. And he put his little fat head down and get my glitter saved. This is all I got left of my own glitter. Kathleen. On. Okay, Miss Betsy, you rest, girl. Them chiropractors, they feel good in a couple days, but right after, boy, it is brutal. Good night. We love you. Yeah, I can't ever say that I really ran into anybody that's been so, like, rough. I don't even know if that's the right word. No, back in the day, it was just a given. You just don't ask people the technique or where they got it from. That was just a given. But never really had anybody, like, be, like, rude to me. I can't say I've ever had them be, like, rude, per se, but I just don't get it. Alright. Let me tell you this. If you're going to use this kind of, like an ornament, this is a very heavy ornament, okay? Let me see. Can you hear that? It's heavy. This is felt. You're going to have to put a little styrofoam ball in there. Put a toothpick in his head. So, let me see. Where'd my little bag go? So if you're using a heavier hat, because if you put it on there, it's just going to want to kind of pull off. Just get your little styrofoam ball, put it in there, and you're just going to take it and push it down on the table. Okay, get it up in there. Then you would take a toothpick, put it down in there, put some super glue, and push it down in there. That way, it's going to give it more stability, and it's just not going to be knocking it off, okay? So always put the styrofoam in there if these pieces are too heavy. Because they're very heavy, it's an ornament. So, and then that will keep it. As much as this has been flopping around, it ain't coming off. Okay? I do that and watch it shoot off. I'd be so embarrassed. Yeah, so if you can put styrofoam in there. But because this one is felt, we don't. But I might, just because it gives it a good little flat spot to sit on his head. So, let me see if I can find another one. This might be, hold on, let me see if I can get over to it, guys. Hold on a second. We're almost done with it, actually. Alright, because that hole is a little bit bigger. I was trying to find a bigger ball to fit down in there. Alright, so, yeah, even that, see, is still kind of too big, but we're going to go ahead and use it, because it's going to give us enough to put that toothpick in, and I think sit good on his head. So let's do that. Just drop that glue right in there. Okay. Drop your little ball in there. Hold it for a second. Oh, she don't care if she uses. Girl. I care if I lose followers. I don't know. I don't ever want to lose a follower. I don't know who y'all talking about. Yeah, they won't, the chiropractors won't either, because I have a fusion in my neck too, Miss Kathleen. Yeah, they won't mess with it. Hi, Miss Renee. How are you, sweetheart? All right, let me get my chair back up here. Let me get me a toothpick. When I put my hat on, I kind of like sitting him off, you know, kind of not dead on, just over to the side a little bit. Just gives him a little bit of attitude there. You know, we like attitude over here. Alright, so let me see where roughly we're going to want to put that. So about there. I think about right there. Alright, so we're going to go right there. Make sure you push it right into that styrofoam. Push until you hear it. And then go about halfway down it. Hi, Raymond. How are you? There's another great crafter. Raymond's wonderful. All right, so let's go ahead and shove this on here. I could have put that down just a little bit more, but I think I got enough that it's not going to hit the top of the hat. All right, so let me just, again, don't do it until tomorrow, guys. Let it all dry so you don't mess them up. He's starting to look cute. Okay, so see, that was just taking that ribbon that came off and just putting on the little material that we're going to use for like his little bow. Right, and then tomorrow come back, put his blush on, his little white freckles. But how cute is he, right? His little mouth. And this is just stuff that I had laying around because I can't get around good to get nothing out. I stuck my nail right in his little cheeker. So I literally just use what I got, guys. But how cute, right? You can make so many versions of him. He doesn't have to be exact. Just by changing his hat, look how cute, right? How cute. Alright, let me put him down so we don't stick our finger all over and mess him up. Alright, so at this point, you would take this. This has to dry. I'm telling you. You better let that dry 2 or 3 days or you guys are going to regret it and be like, oh, I should have listened. But I'm going to show you what you're going to do, okay? We're going to take a ball and just show you what you would do. Okay, so you're going to say that clay is dry. That clay is going to be hard because if you do it now, it's just literally going to rip away from the ball. Okay, so after he's dry, remember, we want to insert this top ring into the ball. So you could sit it there, but it's going to be wobbly. It's not going to be stable. If it gets bumped, it's metal. It's going to fall off anyhow. So the other one that I sell, it is more squattier, so it doesn't have like those 2 loops. So the part here is more round. So you don't have to do this part because there's enough of the base for it to sit down good on, okay? So if you have the little tiny ones, we got to insert it. So you would say this has got the clay on it, okay? So you would sit it and maneuver it around until you like where it's at, okay? Because it's not a perfect circle. Some are higher, some are lower on it, okay? So you just move it around until you find where you think you want him at, all right? I would say that would be my go spot right there. All right. So why you have it like that, just hold on to him. That's why you want this clay to be good and kind of just drive that in there just to make a circle so you can see on the clay how big you need that circle to be, okay? Can you see it? There's like a little circle there. I'm trying to see if you can see it. See it right there? Okay. But this is covered with clay, so you got to make sure the clay is good and dry. You're going to take this box cutter, X-Acto knife, whatever you got, and just make that circle. Cut it out. Okay. So, kind of look like that, but it's going to be covered with clay. And then you're just going to make sure that that is going to insert in there, which that's pretty good. Then you would just put a bunch of hot glue on it and super glue and let it drip. It doesn't matter because you can come back and take the extra off, and then you would take this and you would shove that spring right up in there, guys. Get it and kind of twist it. It ain't going nowhere. Okay, so this is why this has to have time to dry, and don't put the hat on yet because you really need to be able to manhandle this head after it's dry before you put the hat and stuff on. So don't do the hat or anything until after he's on your piece, okay? Don't do the hat. So do all the pieces, give it 2 or 3 days to dry, come back, cut the ball, and then put everything together, okay? We're just skipping ahead just because of the video. Any questions on that part? Are you talking about the bed springs, Miss Gloria? I have them. If you want them, just private message me, girl. Yeah, they're box springs and I sell them. So we got several girls wanting them. I have 45 with what I had before we got on the live. I had plenty, but I'm sure that we still have plenty in stock. Oh, gotta take some pressure off that leg, guys. Yeah. All right. So any questions up to this part? Any questions up to this part? So remember, you're going to design your little guy's face, and then you're going to set him aside and let him dry. So you could do him and her, and then sit on the side, and then come back the next day. Well, I'd give it at least 2 days, and then start assembling them together. So make an assembly line. Get you several of the little bed springs, and just start making the faces and setting them aside. Do their nose, do their eyes, do their eyebrows, and do the little whip topping. Set them aside, okay? And then you can just start a little assembly line. And then the next day or two, come back and just start putting them together, guys, and decorating them. And you can have them made before you even realize that they're made. And like I said, you could do snowman on it. You could do an elf on it. Let me see if we got any questions. It is a cute little idea, isn't it, Raymond? Thank you for sharing it, Miss Gloria. Okay, Miss Anna. Yeah, just private message me, girl, so I don't forget, because I'll go back there and check all these tomorrow when I get back home from physical therapy. Good night, Miss Jocelyn. We love you, and thank you for hanging out with us. The girl, she is adorable, isn't she? They're cute together, though. They're so cute. Like, let me see. Look how cute they are together, right? And then just, here's another little version. Just changed his hat up a little bit. But how stinking cute. So I said, make an assembly line. Do these faces. Sit them aside for a day or two. Then when you come back, all you literally have to do is cut the bottoms and insert the spring into them. This one, you won't have to. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see. That spring is much rounder. So the hole isn't that tiny. It's probably like that big. So the ball sits good on it. You only have to do it if the ring is small, okay? I'll get one tomorrow and show you the difference in it. But most of them are like, I think I only have like 6 left, the ones with the small holes. I think the other one's got the big holes in them. I like them both. It's just to get it secure, you need to cut that one for the small one and shove that on. That's not even glued on there, and I had to rip it off, okay? Yes, an angel would be cute, Alyssa. Yes. Like I said, in January, we're doing the bunnies. We're going to do the little girl with long ears, and we're going to do the boy with ears up in some kind of hat. So remember, if you guys want them, get these bedspreads while they're in, because we are going to do the bunnies for Easter. They'd be cute ornaments too. Absolutely. Just on this, because of the hat here, you might have to try and put the hook through the hat, but they'd be cute ornaments too. All right, so let's pretend that we already got that little face dry and he's attached. We're gonna all you have left to do, guys, is just put his little bow right here, and it's literally just taking strands of leftover fabric and then puffy paint just to decorate out its hat a little bit. We'll do that, okay? So just get you a bunch of different little ribbons and just start crisscrossing them. They don't have to be neat. We're gonna rough them up and make them look a little rough anyhow and cut them down some more. Just crisscross them. Crisscross. This way. Trying to make sure I'm not missing any questions about any of it, guys? Or are we kind of like, oh, it looks pretty easy to make, or what the heck, girl, we don't know what to do. Alright, so you can make this bow as big as or as thin as you want. Like I said, this is just scrap material from other projects that I had. Don't throw your little pieces away, guys. Save them. Put them in a little baggie and save them. Okay. So we got them crisscrossed. I'm just going to take this little piece, stick it under there. tie me a little knot in it. I'm trying to look around so I'm not missing any comments, guys. This is way too big, and I already know, but that's okay because we're going to cut it down. We're going to mess it up, make it full like that, like his little bow. But you see the same colors are in there, right? Thank you, Miss Linda. I'm glad that you guys get to come and watch because they are super cute. When I was sitting down here the other day and I was thinking, God, what am I going to make for me and Miss Teresa's Monday night thing? And my husband's like, oh, we got all those springs that we went and got when we went on vacation, Amy. Do something with the springs. I was like, oh, that'd be so cute. And then when I did them, I was like, oh my God, they're even cuter than I thought they were going to be. So, like, I don't know if you can see. I don't think so. But at the top of the shelf behind me, the original ones I did are little snowman. And the heads are so tiny. They don't have that big whimsical look to them. But they're my husband's favorite because those are the first ones I did. But the ball is literally like half, so they don't look so whimsical. But so the bigger the ball, the bigger their head, the more whimsical it looks, guys. All right, so just take it. We're going to cut most of this down because we want it to be thick and not all yucky looking here. And kind of just rough it up. I don't want my computer's like screaming at me. Yeah, Miss Julie, I seen your message, girlfriend. Yeah. Ah. Alright, so just rough it up, roll it around. Yeah, we're gonna do the bunnies, so think about that. Go ahead and get those things. We're gonna do them in mid-January, guys, so not too far away. We're gonna do them. Let me throw that away. It's kind of all right. So pretend that his little head's already on there. You would just super glue that right up under his head, okay? I'm gonna sit him on there. Lord is probably gonna like poo-poo his face, and then I'm gonna be mad at myself. But I'm gonna sit him there. Just like tilt his little face down a little bit. And then this is literally just going to go right up under there, guys. See how cute that'd be? How cute. I'm waiting for it to show on the computer. Oh, he's going to be adorable. Alright, so that's all you got to do to it. And then we just need to put some, like on this one, I had a big rusty jingle bell that I stole out of another project, but I don't have another one of those. So just find just something to put in the middle of that little bow. But a little messy bow is so stinking cute. Let's see. We got peppermint. Maybe we should do another holly leaf to match the one on his head, or you think that's too much? Oh, you know what? Hold on. Yeah, Miss Linda, I enjoy sharing with you guys. We have these like little glittery cabochons. That might be cute there. Get my fat finger out. Oh, I think that one would be cute, guys. Get my little fat fingers all the way here. Let's do it this way. Oh, I think that'd be cute. So see, you could anything. That would be cute on it. A little peppermint would be cute on it. Your rustin' jingle bells. Are you doing it with the cinnamon? Is that how you do it, Miss Brenda? With tacky glue and cinnamon, or Mod Podge and cinnamon? I thought about, because I do have a little jingle bell. I did get one, and I was gonna do that rusting with you guys on here too. But then I was like, ugh. But I rusted the fall truck, and we did it with Mod Podge and cinnamon. It worked out real good. Or we can put, like, see, the peppermint looks cute in it. So just look around and see what you got, guys. Like, you just kind of think out of the box. And I'm going to show you the technique, and then you just look around and see what you got around the house. And like I said, a lot of things I can't reach right now because of my leg. So I have to get what's close to me that I can reach. So yeah, his hat's a little different and stuff, but he's still cute. So we'll come back and let him dry for a day or two, and then we'll come back and put his little blush on. We'll put his little white freckles on. We'll do his nose with tacky glue and glitter. But let me do his little hat up a little bit. The little extras that you put on it is what gives it the more whimsy to it, guys. So don't just stop at his hat like, oh, okay. Give it some, you know, like snow and stuff. Make him look whimsical. Salt, hydrogen peroxide, and vinegar. Oh, so they got to sit and soak. How long they got to soak, girl? An antibiotic. Yeah, he's got a mouth, girl. He's kind of got like this little sarcastic mouth, which I stuck my finger right in his mouth, but it's sitting right there. He's like, hold on, let me get the one that's dry where I didn't shove my finger through his little mouth. He's like sitting off to the side, like a little smirk. They have like a little sassy smirk about him. Let me see. You can't really see hers because of her little boa, but she's got one up in there too. They kind of just sit off to the side of that, just not all the way across the cheek, but about half the cheek into the mouth area. Antiques, okay. Yeah, I've heard that. I've never done it that way. I just take the Mod Podge and cinnamon and put it on there, and it rests them out, and then I don't have to do the waiting time. But I've not done it that way. All right, so let me just put in some little snow. No rhyme or reason. Just put it, goop it on. Kind of the messier it is, sometimes the better he looks. Just make sure when you're down here on the bottom, though, it doesn't drip off onto your clay face. You'd be mad at yourself. Hi, Miss Wendy. How are you, hon? You caught us right at the very end. Did you see what we were making tonight? All right. Let me go ahead and just put a little bit of glitter right where we put his little snow on his hat. So see, just by adding a little snow, how much it changes the little hat for him, right? And that hat is sitting on so good because that styrofoam ball we shoved up in there. Oh, he's so cute. Again, let me get my parchment paper out. Oh. I'm going to tilt it back because I don't want that glitter in my brown clay because it's not dry, so I'm going to tilt him back and do it. Okay. How cute is he? Just by adding some paint on that little Dollar Tree hat. Alright, so we'll come back in a day or two and we will finish up his nose and stuff, and then I will help you get the head onto your project, guys. The Gingy and the... Oh. Fat girl back there, her twin's on that side. Instead of the bows that we used tonight, Miss Linda, is that what you're asking, baby girl? I typically use my own, but you guys bought me out of the gingerbread color for the thing in all the white. So we're waiting on that to come in. But everybody has their preference with clay. Like, you've seen how wet that clay was, that Amazon clay, that Bose clay. It's workable. You've seen how I had two things from Amazon of clay tonight. The white one and the brown one. I got them at the same time. The brown one was super wet, super sticky. The white one is super dry and hard to work. But you see, you just play with it. You can condition it, leave it out in the air. It'll start firming up a little bit for you. If it's too firm, take a little bit of Vaseline, massage it in. It's going to soften it up. I don't always focus on is hard or firm clay. I get it and I work it and make it workable for me. So if I need it to be softer, I'm going to throw some Vaseline in it. If I need it to be drier, I have a fan above me. I'm going to leave that fan on and let it pull out some of that moisture. So I'm going to say anybody's clay, guys. I just really can't say use this person. It's all how you work the clay. A lot of it's how you work the clay, guys. Yeah, she has a twin. She's over on that side. The one I did originally, and then the one I did when I filmed Maker. Yes, she has a twin. She's on that side. All right, so maybe, what's today? Wednesday? Maybe we can come back Friday night. No, I think there's something going on Friday night with crafters or something. I don't want to interrupt. Maybe Saturday I'll come down during the day and just pop on, and that way you guys at least come back and watch the replay of it and see how I'm going to dig that head out and get it on here. We'll put the little bow on it. I'll finish his face with you guys, so at least you see it all the way through from start to finish, okay? So maybe Saturday I'll come and finish it and we'll start piecing it all together, okay? But remember, get your springs, because come mid-January we're going to do the Easter bunny. So we're going to do the little girl. We're going to put long flowy ears on her, and the little boy, we're going to have his ears up, maybe one down, and then we're going to put some kind of little Easter hat in between, kind of like these little gentlemen have hats. We're going to do that. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you guys, Hobby Lobby has these on sale, right? They're 50% off. Go get them. You can paint these Easter colors. You can paint them pinks and blues and mints. Just paint it. Paint it. So those are good ideas right now. If you see them, grab them while they're on discount, even though they're black, because we're going to cut the ribbon off and you're going to paint them. You're going to paint them pastel colors. So get your bed springs and think about your accessories, because you can change them just by painting them. And those hats right now, they're nice little hats. They're on discount, and you can change them to be Easter colors. She is going to be for sale, Miss Kimberly. Yes, ma'am, she is going to be. I'm going to keep her, and I'm going to sell the original. Yeah. Just private message me, Miss Sandra, and I'll tell you, girl. Yeah, the sale is Friday. That's why I can't. Well, I know there's something Friday. You're right, Priscilla, because I'm not participating this Friday. Normally I am on the live sale Fridays, but I'm having a procedure, so I won't be on. I was like, there's something Friday. I'm like, I can't do it Friday. Good night, Miss Renee. Thank you for coming hanging out, girl. Julie, when I went, like, I got these last year. They were literally hanging in, you know, the aisle that has like the traditional colors. They were hanging there. So just go look. They might have something similar to it. I'm sure they got some kind of little Santa hat. But if you see some hats like this, grab them. Like, that is a hard hat because it's an ornament. But then they got these little cheapy felt hats. Same thing. Grab him, because we can paint him. We'll paint him a pink, a blue, yellow, lavenders. But get them while they're on sale, guys. Like, no need to pay full price because it's an Easter color when you can paint it. They were not in a pack. It was like one ornament. I bought like 4 or 5 of them. I got them last year. You're welcome, Miss Sarah. On Friday, they are removing the stent out of the kidney. Oh, yeah, Michelle might be able to. I know Priscilla's on here. She might be able. Yeah, they might be able to 3D print them out too, guys. Yep, my stent removal. Yep. Thank you, Miss Alyssa. Yeah, ready. Go to Margot. I'm telling you. When you see these things, don't be limited to, oh my God, it's black. What am I going to do with a black hat come Easter, right? They're paintable. Like, get you some acrylic paint and just paint them suckers. Like, when I did the fall hat, I don't know how many of you seen it. It was a little scarecrow, and it had a little fall hat on it. That hat was actually a St. Patty's Day hat, and it was like this bright green. I just took brown and painted over it, and it looked so stinking cute. You would have never known. So when you see it, just think, oh, I can change the color and get it on discount, right? Like, why pay full price for the Easter stuff? Priscilla said she can make the hats 3D white, and you can paint the hats, your colors, yeah. Thank you, Miss Priscilla. Yeah, so there's so many ways to make a hat. We can even make the hat, guys. You don't even have to buy a hat. Like, we can take a round cookie cutter for the base, and then we're just going to make like a big marshmallow, push it down, kind of round it and square it off, attach it to the round circle. We can even make an Easter hat, guys. Yep. Yes, Benita, you can. The toilet paper roll, yep, cut it in half. You can either, the foam sheets, same thing, cut a round circle and then kind of roll a cone with it, cut it, and put it on there. I sold the little girl that had the piece on there, but you can do it foam sheets. So there's lots of ways to do the hats, okay? I'm one that's like, if it's easy, then I'm going to get one that's already pre-done. I ain't got to make it, I ain't got to worry about it, and I'm going to add to it. But there's lots of ways, and when we do the Easter one in January, we'll do a couple of different variations on hats for you, so you guys can have options to be able to do it. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I'll come back Saturday at some point. I'll let you know an hour before I come and jump on. Then we'll get on, and we will finish putting him together, because that way it's going to give him his head time to dry so I can cut the bottom of that hole open. I'll bring another spring down and show you how to attach it. And we'll just put them all together. And it's literally the same face for the little girl. So you do him, you can do her. But instead of a hat, you're going to make her a bow. And you're just going to put a little boa around her instead of putting the little ribbon, the little shredded material. So it's just a little boa. You could put that on her too. So you master his face, you can do him and her, guys. And I'm going to tell you a little secret. Master that face and do it in white. There's your little snowman. And for his nose, let me show you. Let me get a little piece of clay. You can do your snowman one, okay? You do the face the same way, just cover it in white instead of brown. And I'm going to show you how to do it. That way, if you want to do a snowman one, you can do a snowman one. You guys are welcome. All right, so for the snowman, cover his little face in white instead of brown. You're going to take you some clay. This is that hard clay. So you're going to make a ball. And then you're just going to make a teardrop with it, okay? So you want one end pointier than the other end, okay? I'm going to make him big so you can see him, but you don't need it this big. All right, so it's going to start with a big teardrop, okay? So you're going to take it and push it down on the table, flatten that little nose out. Okay? So you got a little fat. Now you could leave them like that, and you can like curl his little nose up, put some little lines in it. I like to keep pushing down and like wrinkling the nose and just keep pushing down, okay? It might be hard because this clay is so dry, but so I just keep creating that nose. Just keep pushing it down, okay? You can lay him sideways, say that's his head, okay? I like to put mine face on. Where did the little ball go? Here. If I was doing him, I would put his nose on here. Like I said, this is way too big. You don't need it that big. But if you want to flatten it, put it on, and then you would be able to like put his little nose out like that, put just some little lines in it, give it some movement, and do that in orange. So that would be an easy way to do the snowman, and he's still going to have that whimsical look about his face, guys. I see it, Miss Sandra. I'm trying to look at it. Oh, I have to wait till I get off the computer so I can pull it up on the phone. Yeah, the black hat would be great for the snowman. Yeah, he sure would be. There's another reason. Run, Hobby Lobby, run, run. Cover a ball with peach or tan clay and you can make a Santa. Yep. A Mr. or a Mrs. Claus would be cute. Say, I'll use her because say she didn't have a bow on her head. Take the bow off. You could easily put antlers and make this a reindeer with the hat in the middle. Like, that would be super cute and make him a reindeer. So pretend that's not there. You put the antlers on and then space them out enough that you can get his hat in between there and put his hat on, right? How cute. That'd be a cute reindeer. So say it's this one. If I was going to do it, I would have moved his hat back up on top a little bit so I could get those antlers right here. But he would be super cute little reindeer, right? I'm telling you guys, go get your little things that you think you want, you know, your little cabochons. We got a lot of cabochons coming up too for Easter, guys, that we're fixing to go ahead and launch. Get your bed springs, and then we're going to come in mid-January and we're going to do the boy and the girl Easter bunny. Oh, Miss Betty, you want to make a Santa on a bed spring? You could even do a nutcracker, guys. We could even do a nutcracker. An elf. Yep, you can do an elf. Miss Brenda, let me practice one, and then I'll let you know if I can do it. I have not done just a Santa face, but I'm thinking I can master it. Let me practice it and see. I got skin color, so we'll use the skin color for him, for his face. Yeah, we'll try it. We'll try it, Miss Brenda. But what I'm saying, guys, they can be Easter bunnies. They can be, if you're into teddy bears, it can be a teddy bear face. Like, if you got a baby's nursery, how cute. A little whimsical teddy bear with, if it's a boy, blue ribbons. If it's a little girl, put the pink bows up here and put it on their little shelf. There's so many things you can do with it, guys. Eliza, I wasn't gonna, I was just telling you how you could do a reindeer, but I can do a face together tomorrow, and I'll show you how to do the antlers and the hat. We'll do that one on Saturday when I come on and we start piecing it all back together, because it doesn't take long to do it. A Grinch, whoo. Oh, Grinch, oh no, that one might be hard. Yes, Alyssa, that would be cute too. Put a little star and then put little mini ornaments around it. That would be really cute. Yep. Oh, you want to see how to make that one? Yep. Okay. Let's see. I go Thursday to my ortho. Let me see what my schedule is going to be for my physical therapy outside the house, because next week I have to go outside the house for therapy. So when I know that schedule, I'll know better. And then we will knock her out. Her face is a lot like this face, guys, other than putting the piggy tails on her and her antlers. Yeah, and you're going to need an egg shape for her body and the little cones from the Dollar Tree, the like little cones. I don't have one here and I can't get to them. But yeah, she's a lot, the face is a lot like this design. A penguin. What time tomorrow? Maybe in the afternoon. Maybe around 6, 7. That way it gives, everybody time during the day to, do what they need to do, get home, start winding down. About 7 sound good, guys? Or is that too late on a Saturday? I would say 7. 7 tomorrow? Or 7 on Saturday. Okay, yeah, so we'll come back on Saturday. That way that gives it a couple of days to dry, so I can show you how to cut up under his neck. And we will finish piecing it together. And while we're on, I will go over the list of supplies you need for the little reindeer girl. Okay, so if you want to do the reindeer girl, make sure to come back on at 7 on Saturday with pen and paper. That way I can give you all the supply list that you're going to need to make her, okay? Eastern Standard Time. All right, so we'll do Saturday at 7, and we will finish piecing it together. That way your pieces are going to be dry. And then I will show you how to cut to get it up on this one, and I'll bring the other one to show you. If it's a bigger base, you don't have to cut it. We'll do that, and we will go over the supply list for the reindeer girl, okay? So make sure you got pen and paper, and then we will go over the supply list to do the reindeer girl. Maria's things on Saturday. How late's it going, Albert? Didn't they just do a birthday bash for her? I thought I seen that the other day, that or maybe that was just her regular thing. If not, that's okay. You guys can go watch her birthday celebration. That's great. We always can watch the replay. It's okay. Yeah, look real quick, Albert, and see. I thought that they had already done something, but that might have just been that because it was her birthday and they were just saying stuff to her. Hold on, Albert's looking real quick, guys. Yeah, it may be that we, you know, you can always come back and watch the replay, guys. So it's not a big thing. You always come back and watch the replay. It's hard not to go on when there's another crafter on because there's just so many of us that we're bound to bump each other. We do our best not to, but it does happen. Okay, so Albert said it looks like it should be over by our time. Whew, good, we're safe. Okay. Hi, Miss Debbie. Girl, you just popped on with us and get it off, girl. Yeah, so her birthday little celebration thing will be over great because I would never want to step on anybody's toes, you know. And then that allows me to get on and let us finish up this project and then give you the supply list for the little reindeer girl, okay? Yes, happy Wednesday, girl. You know what? That little reindeer girl, I'm looking at her because she's packed up and ready to go out the door. We can do the same concept and turn her into a Easter bunny, guys. So you learn the technique. All you're going to do is change her sweater from red to an Easter color. And instead of the antlers, we could put the Easter ears on. So if you learn the technique of her, you can do other things and make her other things, guys. So I'm sitting here looking at her, and I was like, oh, she'd be really cute as an Easter design. Yeah, Facebook traffic jams. I know, you try so hard not to go on when other ones are on, you know, and stuff, but it's bound to happen, and you just, you know, replays there for a reason, because it's never not going to happen. There's so many of us out there. Yeah. Hi, Velma Dukes. How are you, hon? All right, so come back on Saturday. We will finish our little springs, okay? So you master his face, you got her, okay? So we got his little head done. Give it a couple of days to dry. Because like I said, we're going to have to cut it to insert that spring up in there, okay? And we don't want the clay coming off. So that's where we're at. We'll come back. We'll finish his face. We'll put the little blush on. We'll put the little freckles on. And I will show you how to attach it. That'll be done. And then we will go over a supply list for the little reindeer girl, okay? Oh, Rhonda, you can go live on your business page now, girl? Well, congratulations. Whoop, whoop. You guys go watch Miss Rhonda. Saying when's the first day you're going on, girl? Tell us what day you're going on live so we can come watch. Yeah, post it on here. That way they can come watch you, girl. We'll come support you. All right, guys, I am going to say good night. I'm going up to the house, get me some meds, get me a snack, get in the recliner, and I have a doctor's appointment in the morning for physical therapy. I'm dreading it. And then after that, I'll come back down here in the warehouse and start working. I know some of you have questions about orders, so I want to get those situated and done. We're going to be pressing the rest of the shirts. The sweatshirts came in, so we can get all those. The hoodies are here, so we can get those out. And something else I was wanting to do tomorrow. Oh, get your bed springs. If you want these bed springs, get them so I can go ahead and get them out of here for y'all. Oh, okay, Miss Sandra. I'll check it out, girl. Good night, Miss Alyssa. Yeah, you go watch Miss Teresa. Pastel clay. Yeah, I got plenty of pastel clay, girl. Yeah, we got plenty of pastels, which is good because we got Easter rolling around. So, yeah. All right, I love you guys. Thank you for coming and hanging out. I hope that you enjoy making it. If you do make it, send me a picture. And like I said, don't forget, put them on top of candlesticks if that's all you got. That will look just as cute. Here, I can set him up there because he's not attached to it. But you would just set him up there, but instead of just sitting him there, just take a piece of ribbon. Let me see. Like this. I would use a wider piece. And then you would just gather this wire. Let me just show you real quick. I would use a thicker piece of wire, okay? Let me do this right here. Then you would just literally just like hot glue it down. Wait, unwind that ruffle a little bit here. Okay, so it would be like that. So you just hot glue it on there. Can you see the little ruffle? It's gathering, making a little ruffle. Then you would just sit the head right there. How cute, right? So, ooh, that would go all the way around. And then I have all these little Christmas picks that you can put down at the base and stuff, right? How cute would that be? Oh my gosh, we might have to do that, guys. That's really cute. How cute would that be? Ah. Okay, you guys got candles? Get your candlesticks because we will do this. We will do this one with this and make that one. Oh, he's gonna be so cute. Yep, go watch Miss Rhonda, guys. Yep. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to PT, but I know I got to do it. Yes, get your candlesticks. That's super cute. We'll do that one too and show y'all how to do it with the candlestick. All right. I love you guys. Good night. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you want the bed springs, just private message me. If you have a question about your order, private message me. Because hopefully tomorrow at the PT, I can get back down here and start putting more hours in down here at the warehouse, guys. All right. I love y'all. Bye.